Hey, thanks, Frankie. Are you vulnerable to fraud? March is Fraud Prevention Month, and Capital One asked Canadians what they thought about transaction fraud and identity theft. Today, we're going to break down the findings and go over some fraud protection tips with our own Winston C. Good morning, Wince.
Good morning. Yes, it's very exciting because it is Fraud Prevention Month, and Breakfast Television and Capital One are working together to arm you with the right information so that you know what to do if you do encounter some type of trouble.
That's the thing, because we always see it and hear it in the news.
Yeah,
and you're terrified, but you're like, how do I prevent it?
That's right. And in this recent study, it's really interesting, some of the numbers. 71% of Canadians are aware of the impact of identity theft and the impact that it can have on personal finances, but only 53%, so only half, are actually doing something about it,
right,
and taking recommended steps to protect their lives, including social media, which is where so many millennials are nowadays.
Okay, so what are the steps? Because you said they're rather easy to do. You just have to know and use those tools.
Yeah, one is very much, the obvious, check your social media account privacy settings to make sure that, things are locked down properly so that you're not giving information away that you shouldn't be giving away.
For example, locator settings, is that what you mean?
Locator settings, giving away things like your birth date, for example.
Showing your passport.
Yeah, showing your passport, taking pictures and posting things you shouldn't be posting.
Your airline tickets.
Exactly. There's a lot of that stuff. So just go through your social media settings from time to time just to make sure you're caught up, because things do change from time to time. Also, review and take advantage that the features that your credit cards have. Every credit card is different, and so many of us have varying ones. And so just go through the terms and conditions to see what offers and features are there to keep you safe.
Yeah.
Some credit cards send you text and email alerts to ask if it's really you before a transaction goes through, for example.
Yeah, what about all those emails? Because they're more sophisticated looking now, too. Or when you get the phone calls, you always have to be very careful, right? Because there's a lot of people doing great work out there.
So always be diligent, and if you do encounter any sort of fraud, call your credit card company, call your bank, just to make sure that if it is fraudulent, that they can block it and that you are protected. Monitor your credit score. There's a fantastic website and feature called Credit Keeper, available to select Capital One credit card users, that gives you a weekly health check, basically, of your identity online.
Oh,
which is so important. We check our health. We should be checking our financial health as well.
So you'll see the green zones, which means you're great in the clear,
yeah,
versus if you're heading into the yellow-red territory, means maybe you have to be more aware and sharpen up some of those passwords or whatever it is.
Yes, so much of our lives are connected to our credit score, so it really is a natural check that you should be doing more and more often. So there's a fantastic website called that Capital One has set up, and it's capitalone.ca/fraud prevention, and that's where you can get all of these helpful tips.
Knowledge is power. That's the only way we can be proactive, right?
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Wince. We'll be back with more BT right after this.